Hey everyone, I hope you're doing super well. You know what's really cool here in Denver is that there is a big pop-up rare plant show, including Ecuagenera. So I figured, why not take you guys on a tour and see what's being offered here?
In the last year, it's been absolutely wild to see the progression.
Without a doubt, the price of rare tropical houseplants has gone down over the last 12 months.
If you buy three, it's 10%. If you buy five, it's 20.
Okay, I'm probably gonna buy quite a bit. So sweet.
Far different than the record growth sellers saw in the first 2 years of the pandemic,
How have you been doing?
including Colorado growers like Elena Younger.
So, like during the pandemic, as many of your viewers know, we all kind of went crazy at home, building out our own personal jungles, which was an amazing way to kind of keep us centered during those stressful times. Can I touch a leaf?
Yeah.
And I think that kind of growing, interest in plants during that time just continued to expand over the next few years.
But since then, sales have been rather slow, partly because big sellers like the Costa Farms of the world have been mass producing more rare plants, which 2 years ago would have sold for hundreds apiece, but now are being sold for 20 to 50 bucks if that.
Over time, it's also made, what used to be very rare to find in stores, plants much more available to people. And, as a business, of course, you can have mixed feelings about that. But I think overall, it makes me really excited to see that over the last year that folks can get, white princesses, rings of fire, things that, even just a year ago were really hard to get your hands on at really affordable prices. So I do appreciate seeing the expansion and, improved access for folks across the board.
Same rings true for one of the most popular rare plant sellers in the world, Ecuagenera, which also brought in hundreds of plants to the show. So I wondered, what are the hot and trending plants we should keep an eye on in 2024?
Max Flame,
También tenemos esta silver blush.
the silver blush right now, which is running for $65.
Monstera Thai Constellation.
The Monstera Thai.
That variegation's beautiful.
Oh my God, look at these leaves. No?
Florida Beauty.
The Florida Beauty.
Alocasia. Friday variegata.
The variegated alocasia Friday.
Yeah. Wow.
Joepi por la forma de sus hojas.
So
Philodendron Joepi.
this one pretty much just kind of puts itself in because of the way the leaves grow out themselves. This one always causes and grabs people's attentions.
I got one of those.
Do you?
Yeah.
Acá.
So then we have a lot of hybrids right here in this area, which seem to be in the popular list.
Este es muy bonito también.
The, what is it? Camaño taste.
O este. Antonio Croático Rugado. Es el que veíamos
Oh,
allá.
this
Es
one's
muy
been like, so we had two potted ones this round and they flew out the shelves this round. They're so beautiful. I don't know if you can capture like that, cool,
Oh, yeah.
the way the leaf is shaped.
Y el Antonio Guarroquiano, que es el que a todos les encanta.
Of course, this one's the all-time favorite that everybody must have. This one's a hybrid, is the Raven Soul. Oh my God, look at these leaves.
Antonio
The-
Peachy.
Oh, this one is a beauty.
Oh, and what a great price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90 bucks.
And it's crazy that like they've been hanging out for like 2-3 days now. And the way they package them, we haven't like had to water them or nothing, and they're still like so well preserved.
Antonio Regalo.
The Regali.
Y muchas más.
So it seems like they brought a few of this the very last time that they were the first pop-up. And one of the gals, I talked to her a little bit more why she liked it. And she said she's kept hers in moss and it's just like hanging. But she's like, it gives the most beautiful flowers and it looks so gorgeous that she came and grabbed two more. But this one's been like one of those that doesn't have much look to it to the eye, but people love it. This one is the Anthurium luceri. Lucera.
Yeah, it's the same exact.
We're gonna have to go back and really look at the names.
It was more expensive.
But yeah, this one's a beautiful one.
I always love going to those rare plant shows. This was my second one here in Denver, where Ecuagenera had a pop-up tent as well. Last one was November of 2022, so almost a year ago, and that was amazing. And if you're wondering whether or not I got any plants this year at this one, I did. I got one from Ecuagenera, and it's one that I wanted for a while. This is the Philodendron linamii. It is a very rare philodendron. Very beautiful, so stunning. I love its foliage. And when new leaves come out, they come out this really beautiful hot pink color that just pops. And then eventually over time, the leaves mature and they turn into this beautiful green heart-shaped leaf. And this plant in particular grows only in Peru, and it grows at an elevation of around 1,600 feet. This plant, though, its leaves, they only grow to about 2 feet in size total, which is perfect because, as you know, in my collection, I have some really big, long leaf plants like my Billietiae, which I think the longest leaf is over 2 feet long. Woof. So this will be nice. And I'm really excited because this is one of the rare philodendrons that you can find on the market. So I got this from the Ecuagenera plant sale. It was $40 for being like one of the rarest philodendron out there. And I'm really fortunate to have gotten at that price because you can't find this at any plant shops here in Denver, at least. And I've been looking for this for a little bit. So what I did was I just took it out of the plastic that it came in and I cleaned off its leaves because I wanted to make sure that it has beautiful, clean foliage. And I'm sure you noticed in the video that those plants that Ecuagenera sells that are inside that plastic wrap, the roots are wrapped up in sphagnum moss, which this is, and we're going to undo that, and then I'm going to let it sit in water overnight before I pot it up tomorrow. So what I want to do is take off this sphagnum moss, and to do that, I'm just going to simply start peeling away, but I'm going to be very careful with it because, again, you know, the plant's roots are basically its brain, and so you don't want to mess with that too much. What I might do actually is I might grab, yeah, this is a better idea. I'm going to grab a bowl, and I'm going to use that, fill it up with some water, and just start slowly peeling away at the sphagnum moss. But yeah, I'm so grateful that I found this plant there, and I wasn't expecting to find it. I was actually considering getting another wish list plant that I had wanted for a while, which is an Esmeraldense, very similar to my Philodendron patriciae, but you know, I like the patriciae. It's my favorite plant. So I went with this baby the moment I saw it in there. There was a part of me too that was thinking about getting a Queen Anthurium, the Anthurium warqueanum, and I have had two of those plants, but I just didn't know how to care for them when I first got them. I just got it because I thought it was beautiful, and man, oh man, those things died so quickly simply because, like I was saying, I didn't know how to care for it. I didn't know about humidity. I didn't have a humidifier, so I have like this really rare, expensive Anthurium. And of course, you know, the thing dies really quickly because Anthuriums love themselves some humidity, and Kevin didn't understand what humidity was, so shame on me. But I know now, and there was part of me that really wanted to get one, but as soon as I saw this baby, I was like, you know what? No, this is what I'm going with. This is what I want, and I feel very fortunate because, like I said, you don't find them at any plant shops here in Denver, rare plant shops, and it is really incredibly hard to find. So yeah, we're just going to keep on getting this moss off. Unfortunately, it's coming off very easily, and then we're going to place it in water to let the roots just kind of like, you know, I want them to acclimate quickly to my environment, which this will be a great environment for this plant. And I'm so excited to have this in my collection, especially when those new leaves come in and they're like super bright hot pink. That's going to look so pretty. And the roots look pretty good too. You know, they're pretty decent. And yes, normally, you know, when you see like browner roots, that means that those roots in particular are dead or that's dealing with root rot and so forth. But you also have to keep in mind that because it was wrapped up in sphagnum moss, that moss also affects the coloration of it. So these roots do look pretty darn good. And I'm thinking actually, because they are long enough too, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it sit in that water overnight and put it in an area of my apartment that gets good humidity, good light, and all that stuff. That way it can acclimate. And so I'll leave it in there for 12 to 24 hours, the water, and then I will pot it up tomorrow. I'm very excited for that. So let's see here. I'm just going to pour this into here, just so this sphagnum moss doesn't create too much of a mess. We're just going to clean off the rest of this, and then we'll put it in its water. I mean, technically, if I wanted to right now, I could just take it and put it into regular soil, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let those roots just kind of like get used to everything, so that'll be good for them. I'm just going to take apart a piece of this root here that looks a little bit dead, and then I'm going to cut it there. And let me see if there's anything else where I would want to cut. No, they all look pretty good, I've got to say. I'm really happy with this. I've ordered from Ecuagenera online before, and their plants always came in really, really super healthy, and I've always had a pleasure getting plants from them because they've all turned out really, really beautiful. And I want to be very careful with those. And again, I'm just going to wash off the plant a little bit more. Let me just toss this into the trash can. And yeah, this is so fun because I wanted this plant for a little bit. I saw it online. I didn't even know it existed. And then I started doing some research into it. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, that is a plant I really want in my collection. And so it was just funny that I just happened to see it at the plant show today, because I was just going there to film, to do a little YouTube video for you guys to show you like what kind of cool plants were being offered and all that stuff. And here we are. Now I got this beauty here, and what a steal. I mean, the fact of the matter that it like literally it was just so cheap compared to what this would have cost like early on in the pandemic when everybody was buying plants. I mean, I bet you this plant would have went, especially at this size, it probably would have went for a couple $100, maybe like $300-400 for this size. So this is quite lovely indeed. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to let it sit in this water overnight. I'm going to put it next to the humidifiers and, you know, an area that gets some really good light. And then I will let it prepare itself to be potted up tomorrow morning. And I just have to pick up, actually, no, I have a pot already. I'm just going to use a clear plastic pot. But yeah, you know, thank you guys so much for traveling along with me to the Rare Plant Show here in Denver. I'm so excited to show you guys how this plant ends up doing. And I'm really looking forward to when those beautiful hot pink leaves start to come out. That's going to be beautiful. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more fun and interesting planty content just like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.